You know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh,
Your
the phone
ringing.
is ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone? Your phone.
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business. That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least I
with a
won't be
horse
fucked.
cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Could I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America the greatest country in the world?
Absolutely not.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave. I wouldn't leave either.
Wow. Oh, I did this. Okay. I did that. I took it with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
Time out. All right. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. This doesn't want
Somebody
me to
else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right, y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and go concede.
Sounds good.
Hey, look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch. He's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me.
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I would have done it. You could have said thank you, but you said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were gonna do it. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do any of that, we got to bring it in fucking close, boys. We got to bring it in close. Listen, we got a lot we got to talk. No hugs. 17 Crash says no hugs. The fuck you mean no hugs? We do this every day. What are you talking about? No, man. Hey, that's fucked up. We're gonna hug it out with or without 17 Crash. Goddamn it, we're gonna hug it out. Listen very closely. You know what? No, before that, everybody hug 17 Crash Gaming right now. Everybody tag 17 Crash Gaming in the chat with hugging emojis. Hug him right now. Do not let him get away. Hug that motherfucker. Hug him right. Tag him in the chat. Hug him. There we go. I see the tags. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Very good. All right, listen very closely. If you are watching on YouTube, like the stream now. If you are watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else right now, you're going to get jumped just like fucking 17 Crash Gaming did. So like the stream. Don't let it happen to you. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. Listen, what are we checking, boys? What are we checking today? We got a lot of good stories today. A lot of good stories, man. The Overwatch, you know what's crazy? We've covered Overwatch like 3 times in the last week, which is insane because before then, we haven't talked about Overwatch in like 6 months. Maybe even longer than that. But the Overwatch news is going crazy. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because Marvel Rivals has put them in a position where they are forced to compete? And now by competing, they have to go against the ideology that they virtue signaled to over the last couple of years? I don't know. Maybe. You can guess what you want to guess at that point. But what else are we checking, man? Back grabber check? Oh, boy. Pink hair Duggins check. Listen, I was having such a great time playing Neo 3. I didn't want to stop, but I had to, unfortunately. We got work to do, boys. Today is a better day check. I love to hear that. You love to hear that. Wow, Blue Octopussy says, smut check. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Sea Wasp check. Seahawks are Super Bowl champions check. Don't bend the knee check. Hypno the Fentanyl Zombie check. Goon Sessions, which are state mandated check. Chicken and Bucatini something. Pasta? What was that? It scrolled too fast. Pasta dinner check. What else? The world learning PR is American, check. Don't fucking touch me, check. Pineapple pizza and well done steak. Are you asking to get banned? Are you asking to get banned at this point? Is that what's going on? Seriously, Samurai Duggan check. Hell yeah. Hypno the twin sword nut check. Pretty much. Casey Tron and Denims are begging for another lawsuit check. I don't even know what you're even talking about at that point. I am so out of the loop. I don't give a fuck. Check the check. Grunt check. Heresy check. Hawaiian pizza check. That's nasty check. Toilet check. Rescued a couple of kittens today check. That's awesome. I think that's a good one to end on. All right, guys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are definitely fully funded after that comment. Like the stream. Like the stream. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now, hanging out with us today on this glorious evening, this beautiful Monday evening that nobody likes because nobody likes Mondays. Let's be real. Mondays are terrible. Mondays are awful. I don't care what anybody says. It's just the truth. All right, who's in here, man? We got Mr. Melancholy. What's going on, man? Zelosi. A kick it, damn it. What's going on, dude? How you doing? Crash Collins on Rumble says he's got a cold. Oh, no. Well, that's not good. Shout out to Crash Collins. Appreciate you, buddy. We got Hanny. We got CEO Dr. FaZe. What's going on, dude? We got Colonel Ruv. What's going on? Gray Soul. How you doing? We got Creepy07. We got Odin Dark. We got Colonel Ruv again. We got Jay Sims. Felstev. We got Lord Bowser. What's going on, man? Mervoth over on Rumble. We got Reaper Knights. We got Lucky E-Boy. We got Secret Final Boss. Can you see this? I think I can. Pretty sure I can, man. I think I see it right there. We got, who else is here? Melodic Method. What's going on, Melodic Method? How you doing, brother? Ill. All I'm going to say is ill to those emojis, okay? Deidre Connick over on Rumble. Yamato85. Nick Havoc. Blue Octopussy screaming at the top of her lungs. We got Backbone EJ8. What's going on, dude? Vice Admiral Deku of Mars. What's going on? The Voice in the Water. We got Big Bossu. Oh, Big Bossu. That's how we're going to say it. King Joker. What's going on, dude? How you doing? We got Ali Kusanagi. What's going on, brother? We got Romanizer 24. Light Ferret over on Rumble. We got Commander Sonox saying, let's go. We got Oliver Adams. What's going on? We got Karamon. What's going on, dude? John D, 2K GameCuber, Ron DFK with the hat. Shout out to Ron DFK. We got, I'm just going to call you Raza. That's what it's going to be. Raza with the maximum rolling of the tongue. That's what it's going to be. Alucard, what's going on, Alucard? Wedge Seraph, 17 Crash is now accepting hugs. You see what happens? You see what happens? He's learned. He has learned not to deny the hugs of the army. All right, let's do 4 more people, man. 4 more people. Let's go. We got Magni. What's going on, Magni? We got, let's see. Let me scroll down. Old Man Cad says he's medicated and ready to go. We got Marius. We got Gray Soul over on Rumble. We got Dark Dimos questioning his entire existence. Is he here? Is he not here? We will never know. We will truly never know. We got Captain Killaguns. We got Panthra. We got Fluffy Murder Machine summoning a demon. We got Novak, Speedy Cake. What's going on, Speedy Cake? Dark Wind, Matthew Watson. And last but not least, we got John D, Dade 404. We got Joker, Quadruple JK. We got Kurakami over on Rumble. We got Lionheart Cowboy over on Rumble. We got This is Sparta 9000. And we got Sebrew 1138, Gunnar Damas, Jason Alator, Jinx Hand, and Torinol over on Rumble. And Twisted Master saying thank you. All right, boys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member. It's a Monday. It's a Monday, so this is by far the weakest buddy shot. But listen, it doesn't mean that it's not worth it. Okay? It does not mean that it's not worth it. Old Man Cat. Sitting on my front porch with my bro, Calgar. He and the boys got my booty hole protected. Excuse me? Your boys have your booty hole protected?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'm a little gay. That's just definitely a little gay. For sure. That was a little gay. That's highly suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck off my lawn. Don't worry, I will. If you got your boys protecting your booty hole, yeah. And go fuck with someone down by 5 and leave me alone. Yeah, you got it. You got it. We're leaving. We're leaving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dylan B deflects and says to go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ali Kusanagi. Booty hole protected by emojis with no censorship. No Sony, no Nintendo. All Steam. Down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scrap Gamer. No Alyssa, no Wokendo, no Ubisoft. Testicular torsion spell sent down by 6. Whoever gets hit will face the wrath of Big Dick Randy and get their booty hole fucked with a pipe. Wow, that's rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ali Kusanagi again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dylan again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fucking DiCello, bro. Oh my God, DiCello. DiCello. Okay, so the whole point is to avoid the money shot. Not openly admit that you want to be glazed in the name of Rumble. Like, this is not what's supposed to happen. I would expect that from Denarier. I would not expect that from you, my man. God damn it, DiCello. Oh, congratulations to DiCello 80 over on Rumble. Rumble's winning today. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
Unbelievable. Ban him? No, we're not going to ban him. That was only one time. Now, if he starts getting it over and over and over again, we're going to have to ban him. That's just what it is. All right, boys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about. In all seriousness, plenty of topics to go over today. One of the main topics is going to be the Overwatch meltdown that is happening right now. It seems like Blizzard has a lot of stories happening lately. It's actually pretty interesting. But there's a lot of stories coming out from Blizzard, one of which has to do with a character called Anran. And the voice actors just made this entire, like, ridiculous virtue signal video post that everybody's talking about right now. So naturally, we're also going to cover it, where Anran apparently is too pretty. Apparently, Anran is too stereotypically pretty, and that they are demanding that Anran be made ugly. Now, that's obviously not their words. I'm paraphrasing. But they're demanding that Anran be turned back to the ugly version of Anran during the Overwatch cinematics, where she essentially looked like a trans woman. But now she looks like a totally kawaii, regular pretty girl. But now they don't like that. They're not happy about that. They're not happy. Even the voice actress is like, you know what? She was even told to push the agenda, and she said, "I'm on it," with a salute emoji. I'm not even kidding. Like, literal forcing an agenda, which is something they say they don't do. Now we're at the point of the circle where they're admitting they do it, but this is why it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that. It's a rabbit hole. It's going to be interesting. We're also going to talk about Riot's fighting game 2XKO. Now, I don't know if you guys have played 2XKO or even know what 2XKO is, but it's a fighting game based in the Riot world of League of Legends. And apparently they have fired a massive amount of developers on the team because, according to their words, they just can't support a team of that size anymore. And quite frankly, that was pretty obvious considering how the game was just not doing that well. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to see what's going on with that. I guess they're not making as much money in microtransactions as they were hoping for. Apparently, like 1/3 of the roster is available and the rest is locked behind microtransactions and shit. But hey, it is what it is. We'll talk about it. And we got another big story. Remedy has hired a new CEO. So after the slow burn of Alan Wake 2 and after the massive failure of FBC Firebreak, they said that they were in the red. They said things are not looking too good and they got to figure out how they can bring things around. Well, apparently, one of the answers to that is replacing the CEO. So the old CEO is out and we have a new CEO. However, they ended up hiring a former executive of EA to be the CEO of Remedy, which can have a lot of different meanings. And we're going to explore all those meanings today because I'm sure that's not going to end very well. So we're gonna talk about that and see what's going on with that. So that's an interesting story. We're also gonna talk about Discord. Apparently, Discord is doing exactly what I fucking said they were going to do, which is why I gave up that platform months ago, because once I found out they wanted to go public, I already saw the writing on the wall. And at this point, we're going to have to look for another alternative because this platform is cooked, ladies and gentlemen. Discord is absolutely cooked. They are rolling out basically teen profiles for everybody. So essentially, they're planning to make everybody's profile a teen. And the only way that you can get that removed is by sending in a video of yourself or by uploading your ID. And everybody knows what happened last time they uploaded the ID to supposedly Discord that deletes the IDs, even though somehow 70,000 IDs got leaked. Well, yeah, apparently they're promising they're totally going to delete it this time. They're promising they're not going to keep it. We promise. We promise. So basically, those are the only two ways to, from my knowledge anyway, to remove the teen rating on your account. But anyway, we're going to see what's going on with that. But needless to say, I feel like I made the right decision months ago to say fuck Discord. And I think a lot of people are about to do the same exact thing. I think a lot of people are going to say fuck Discord and they're going to check out. Pretty sure. But anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll see what's going on. They can fuck right off. Yeah, I know. I know. We're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about Activision's sponsorship deal that they had for Warzone and how much they paid XQC. It is unbelievable. We're also going to talk about Arc Raiders recently coming out and has said that they promise, and they have like double down, triple down at this point, that they're not going to Fortnite their game. No matter how tempting it is to make all that money, they refuse to add Fortnite-style skins to the game to keep the game's seriousness, which I appreciate. Love to see it. And we got a follow-up story to the Mind's Eye situation, everybody's favorite game. The Mind's Eye situation, boys. We got a follow-up to that. And it took a turn that I didn't think it was going to take. But it's there, and we're here. So we're going to talk about it. And that's basically it. We got a lot of stuff we got to go over, boys. So before we do any of that, man, let's do pre-stream legends. Let's thank the people that decided to go the extra step, as always. And we are trying to get to 558 tier ones in a row and 250. Today's the day. If we get lucky, we can hit 250 tier twos in a row. Unbelievable. Wild shit, man. Let's get into it. We got Mr. Melancholy, the legend. With a 2 says, Marvel Rivals ate Overwatch's lunch. It's their fault. Yes, I agree. We're going to cover that. We're going to go over that when we talk about it. We got King fucking Demon Wing with the 5 membership banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. Shout out to King Demon Wing. Always holding it down every single stream, my man. Spam the King Demon Wing emojis. That's why they're in the fucking chat. Make sure you utilize them, boys. I appreciate that, man. King Demon Wing, thank you, bro. Old Man Cat for 12 months. He's officially a Super Saiyan. He needs to change his profile picture from blue to yellow. He says, I know it's been longer. Thanks, Hypno and the Bigot Army, for getting me through the hell the past year has been. I consider y'all my second family. Here's to another year of gooning and raising hell. Oh, and fuck your feelings. Hey, shout out to Old Man Cat. Spam the Old Man Cat emojis. He's drooling and he's gooning. Spam them in the chat, boys. 12 months. That's crazy. Shout out to you, man. Ali Kusanagi for 21 months of legendary status says 2XKO had 3/4 of the roster hidden behind battle passes and paywalls. It was doomed on release, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I am very well aware of the monetary schemes of Riot and we're gonna talk about that as we go over it. Hey, shout out to Real Life Fake Wizard in the chat, man. Look at that fucking legend. Look at that famous legend in the chat. This guy's everywhere, bro. He's fucking side scrollers. He's on FNT. He's on Flashcast. I'm gonna have to start paying him for his appearances, but lucky for him, I don't do that. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. We got who else is here? Ali Kusanagi dropping the 5 membership.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Ali Kusanagi, always holding it down. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you guys so much, man. Like the stream. We got Old Man Cad dropping a membership as well. Thank you, Old Man Cad. I appreciate that, man. Goes a long way. We got Alice Lovely for 19 months. Says happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, Alice Lovely. You're almost at 24 months. That's insane. Shout out to Alice. Thank you so much for the support for a long time. We got Odin Dark with it too. Overwatch, more like overrated. Facts, 100%. Twisted Master with a $69 mega. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. He says, congratulations, Superman. Superman, yeah. GG's and thank you, everyone. Legendary SNH battle number 1, and wait for it. Who's Yeku? Listen, man, I will say this. It was an absolutely legendary battle. It was I didn't think it was gonna go that crazy. Like, I knew it would be crazy, but I didn't think it was gonna be that crazy, right? So that number one, thank you for your participation. Thank you everybody for your participation. That was crazy. We're gonna be having obviously our second battle this Saturday. And I'm like 99% sure it's gonna be Pepsi versus Coke. Now I'm thinking of having Pepsi Man fight the Coca-Cola Bear, and that'll be like the visual representation of Pepsi versus Coke. I'm pretty sure people are gonna lose their shit over that, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I think that's what it's gonna be, and then we'll kind of figure out how we're gonna reintroduce the belt since Superman has the belt. We have to crown a champion on the inaugural battle. We will figure out how we're gonna do that, probably after like a tournament style thing. But that'll be interesting. So that'll most likely be this Saturday's battle. But you guys gave me some insane ideas, by the way. You gave me some insane ideas for battles, so I appreciate that. So I'm always looking forward to hearing more, for sure. Always looking forward to hearing more. But shout out to Twisted Master. 69 is insane. I appreciate that. That helps us a lot. Try to get to tier 1. Thank you so much, brother. We got 17 Crash for 6 months. Says, okay. I consent to your hugs. Good. The fact that you thought you couldn't is ridiculous. Trey Burkhalter with 15 months says, shout out to Trey Burkhalter. I appreciate that. 15 months is insane. Gray Soul with a 2. Pineapple Pizza, it's not a troll, legit delicious. No, it's not. Stop lying to yourself. We got Panthera with a 2, says ball pit addiction confirmed. Bro, I was playing all morning. I'm not even kidding. I was playing. So here's the thing. Number 1, I have successfully unlocked every single character in ball pit. All right. I just want to say that. Number 2, I have successfully beat the last level, which is like the void pass or whatever the thing is. So I beat that a couple of times. That was fun. And number 3, I have been utilizing the autoplay character. Actually, I was supposed to boot up the game right now. I'm going to do it right now, actually. I forgot to do that. I forgot to boot up the game and have it play for me while I was on stream. Legit. I was gonna have the character. It's so crazy. The fact that this is even possible is ridiculous. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now and have it autoplay while I am on the stream because well, that's just the way we do things, boys. I don't give a fuck. It's so good. Anyway, but shout out to Panther. Yes, ball pit is super fucking addicting. Oh, you killed the moon? Yes, I killed the moon. I killed the moon with I killed the moon with 4 characters so far. And I think you complete the game. I think you complete the game technically by fighting all the beating moon with all the characters. Like I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So hold on, I need to put this on window mode because I have completely. There we go. Okay, that's much better. There, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. You know what? Let me lower the resolution so it doesn't affect the stream. There we go. Nice and small window. You love to see it. All right, shout out to Panther. Thank you so much, man. We got beautiful Zexel 9 months. I've always been a Dragon Ball fan for most of my life. Versus Superman was going to win, like the stream bigots. I don't know about that. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know about that, man. There was a moment where I genuinely thought that I really thought Goku had it, man. I thought Goku had it, but unfortunately he did not. And it was neck and neck for like 80% of the stream, but then right at the very end, man, we got felted, and there was just no recovery. That's just what it is. There was no recovery, and we tried our very best, but you know, it just is what it is. What can I really say at that point? But God knows the Goku fans tried, and we made it work for as long as we possibly could. So it is what it is. But thank you, beautiful Zexo. I appreciate that, bro. We got a Dare Soto with it too. What about Dr. Pepper? So the idea is that everybody knows Pepsi and Coke, right? Those are the two #1 sodas like in the world. Obviously, there are a bunch of branching paths, but all of those branching paths are owned by one of those two companies. So Pepsi versus Coke is going to represent all your favorite sodas from whatever brand owns those sodas, right? So if it's Sprite, then Sprite is obviously Coca-Cola, right? If it's Dr. Pepper, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So whatever your favorite soda is, you just vote for your company, which is going to be either PepsiCo or Coca-Cola. That's basically it. That's how I kind of like am taking it. So, and then last but not least on YouTube, Peter Darker. As Ricky Gervais says, if you land a voice acting gig, just show up, record your lines, accept your paycheck, say thank you, and fuck off. Honestly, can AI hurry up and replace these pompous cocksuckers already? Real talk, bro. Peter Darker is speaking. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Peter Darker is speaking facts, boys. Absolute facts. That is amazing. Shout out to Peter Darker. I appreciate that, my man. Look, you guys don't believe me? Hold on. Check this out. Give me a second. Where is this at? Where is this at? Hold on. Watch this. There you go. God damn it. It's legit doing it on its own. That's fucking... Bro, I can literally stream while making progress in Ball Pit. How disgusting is this? This is disgusting. This is amazing. Thank you, Peter Darker. I appreciate the 20, my man. That is legendary. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. You're a fucking legend. Look at this shit, bro. This is true gamer mode right here. Working while playing video games. Even though I'm not technically playing, but it's playing itself, which is even more amazing. Adair Soto with a 2 says, what about Hypno versus Ice? It seems like a great idea. No. That's not going to happen. That is just not going to happen. And sorry. It is what it is. This is amazing. It's legit playing itself. Let's go over to Rumble really quick. We got Mervoth with $1. 10-year account, but I know suddenly to prove I'm an adult. According to Discord, protection of children, but just got data leaked. Knew it was beginning of the end when Discord went public. Dude, same here. The moment I found out they were going public, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I was already over Discord because I never used Discord up until I became a content creator. But even that is like, whatever. It is what it is, right? It's one of those necessary evils sometimes. Fine, whatever. But like, once I found out they were going public, I'm like, all this shit's going to happen. It's so obvious it's going to happen. And then they had the data leak. They had a 70,000 ID data leak. And now they want everybody to upload their ID. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get out of here. Draconic with $1 says, glad I don't use Discord. Yep, 100%. Crash Collins with a membership on Rumble. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mervoth with $1. Ultimate versus to end waifu wars on SNH. Boobs versus booty. Boobs versus booty would be insane. That would be insane. I'm sure people would have their thoughts on that for sure. But maybe down the line we'll do something like that. But for right now, I want to keep it like, kind of like pop culture, character related, or whatever the case would be, or just culture in general. But we can always do titties and ass. Nobody ever hates titties and ass. Mrs. Spangus for the 2. Oh, you're playing in IGN mode. Only when I'm working. Only when I'm working. Like this morning I was working, so I had Ball Pit playing on its own. And then once I finished, I was able to start playing the game myself, obviously. But I will say that this has allowed me to do some insane levels of grinding in the game, which is fucking fantastic. I mean, look at this. I can literally stream. Like I'm not even kidding, boys. This is legit. I can stream while making progress in Ball Pit. That is a banger, okay? That is an absolute banger. Now, the thing is, sometimes, even though it auto plays, I could still lose, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? It's amazing. I love it. I love it. Make progress, little minion. God damn it. All right. Really quick. I'm ready for the mosh pits. I don't know about that, but I know about this. Dark Dimos with a 99.99 Red Boy Hyper Banger, the first one of the stream. Look at Camelot. Camelot's in the chat. Toasty's in the chat. Everybody's in the chat. Let's go.
Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha.
Shout out to Dark Dimos. He absolutely knows he's here this time. He 100% knows it's here. He's here. And he is summoning the redhead.
It's a Red Boy Hyper Banger, bitches. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to Dark Dimos with a banger. 99.99. Holy shit. Getting us closer and closer and closer to tier 1 before we even begin. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. It's crazy, bro. All right. I think we're caught up. We are caught up everywhere. We're ready to get into the content, boys. Let's go. Don't make fun of the color change in bikini. It's okay. Don't make fun of it. All right, boys. Listen, we're going to start off with the Mind's Eye story because it's just funny. It's just funny. We're gonna start with that one. All right, listen. So you guys know the story of Mind's Eye. All right. We literally just talked about this game, not even just a couple of days ago. And we talked about the entire conspiracy that Leslie Benzies and Mr. Gearhard have concocted about the whole like 1 million euro sabotage and all that stuff, and how apparently there was a major American company that paid a UK company in order to run sabotage on Mind's Eye, and they spent $1 million to pay journalists, to pay apparently their own employees to sabotage the company, and apparently paid influencers as well to smear the company, et cetera, et cetera. It was this whole fucking like conspiracy theory. Anyway, well, that came out just a couple of days ago, and Leslie and Gearhard were saying they were going to press criminal charges, all this stuff. Well, apparently, it has come out today that, and this is kind of like what I mean by it took a turn that I wasn't expecting, but apparently Leslie Benzies is on leave from Build a Rocket Boy, and Gearhard has now assumed the sole role of CEO. So, a little bit of an interesting takeover here. I'm not exactly sure why Leslie has all of a sudden decided to leave. That's a bit of a twist, but let's talk about it. So, co-founder and co-CEO of Build a Rocket Boy, the developer behind Mind's Eye, is reportedly on temporary leave from the firm. This was confirmed by the other CEO, Mark Gearhard, who recently revealed an alleged 1 million euro plot to sabotage Barb and Mind's Eye. Per an email from Gearhard to the wider company, which, by the way, again, I want to reiterate, We only know about this because the email that he sent to the company got fucking leaked immediately. So somebody in that company or multiple people in that company are leaking things to the press literally the day it happens. They're not even waiting. They're just like, yep, leak, 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 leak. So it kind of, I'm telling you, as funny as that, as funny as the conspiracy was, it kind of proves that at least from the employee standpoint, that there are people there that are not happy, that are looking to obviously, expose the company. But anyway, so per an email from Gerhardt to the wider company, Benzies is taking a well-earned temporary leave to recharge after more than a year of working around the clock. But following that, Gerhardt stressed he'd be guiding the company forward and signed off his email as CEO and not co-CEO. Oh, shit. I don't know if I believe this, boys. This sounds like a hostile takeover. It has been a tough few weeks for the team at Build a Rocket Boy after the disastrous launch of Mind's Eye. The studio's inaugural game and several bouts of layoffs, the team was hit again by yet another scandal earlier this month. Leslie Bensley, formerly of Rockstar North fame, found himself accused of bad stuff in the recently uncovered Epstein files, which, again, have not been verified. I just want to put that out there. Leslie has said that he is, it is a smear campaign. It is not true, all this stuff. So take that with a grain of salt. The journalists are absolutely hammering it home. Yeah, they're hammering it home. But he categorically denied the assault, but confirmed he was in a consensual relationship with the accuser. Again, take that for what it is. I don't, I just want to focus on the conspiracy theory. I think that's pretty funny. In a new report published by Games Industry, it was revealed that an email posted by Mark and Gerhardt after an all-hands-on call confirmed the departure from the company. Gerhardt worded the email quite strangely, making it sound like the absence might be a little longer than you might assume. He has our deepest gratitude, and with the leadership team and your support, I will guide us forward. Oh man, this is absolutely a hostile takeover. I'm sorry, like there is no way, unless you guys disagree. You could obviously let me know, but there's no way that I think Leslie's coming back anytime soon. I think that this is something where he is probably going to end up exiting permanently, stage right. Whether it's now or later down the line, I'm sure they're going to announce it at some point. But I think that it's safe to say that he's probably not going to come back. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't sound like he's coming back. Yeah, I agree. But regardless, they probably want to make it seem like he's coming back because they don't want to cause any kind of panic or anything like that. You know what I mean? But regardless, anybody with a brain can see that this is something that is highly suspicious. And that if I'm sure the employees realize that too. I want to be very clear. The employees probably realize that something is weird is happening. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Having a sanity break. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think he's having a let me get the fuck out of Dodge break. Let me see if I can get out of being responsible for all the money that I owe people. That's what I think is going on here. So we will see what happens, obviously. But it says the report expanded with comments from former and current employees at Barb, one of whom explained, I don't think Barb survives this crisis. I don't think so either, by the way. I believe the end is coming for Barb. It is not heralded by saboteurs, but by Mark and Leslie themselves. I agree. I don't think this company is going to last another year. I think all their plans that they have for a supposed expansion and everything is going to be completely thrown out the water. I don't think anything's going to really happen from here other than an eventual studio shutdown. And this will probably go down in history as one of the biggest balls of fire in the gaming industry of just a studio completely dying in a way that is a glorious death. Like we're talking Michael Bay explosions the entire time from beginning to end and has never stopped, So anyway, regardless, we'll see what ends up happening with this, but that's the follow-up to Mind's Eye. Red Shop says for it too, Goku will still beat Superman. Bro, Goku lost. Okay, it is what it is. Goku lost. I'm sad about it too. By the way, did you guys know? I'm just gonna share this really quick. So, did you guys know that one of the characters in Ball Pit turns the game from the standard gameplay experience into a turn-based game? Isn't that crazy? It turns it into a turn-based game. That's wild. That's so cool. The fact that they have a whole different game mode locked behind one character. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, regardless, that's my second level that I'm doing already. This is crazy. All right, next up, we got Arc Raiders. Let's talk about Arc Raiders really quick. So Arc Raiders, let's look at Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders will not have Fortnite skins, supposedly, right? They will not have Fortnite skins in a bid to protect the game's overall vision. Now, they're not the only ones that have said this. Obviously, you have Battlefield 6 that has also said something similar to this. Now, I wonder what Battlefield is going to do when their numbers, because their numbers have been dropping drastically. It's not that it's a bad game, but the natural life cycle of Battlefield just never seems to last as long as other games. Especially since Arc Raiders has been taking so many players. It's crazy. Battlefield has a 24-hour peak of 52,000. 4 months ago, they were at 747,000. So, again, think about that. So, I wonder if Battlefield is going to go back on their word, since they're going to have to try to monetize as much as possible, considering they're losing so much of their player base. However, Arc Raiders, though, Arc Raiders is on a whole nother level. And we'll look at the Arc Raiders numbers in a second. But let's just talk about this really quick and kind of see what's going on. I hope they stick to it. I really do. I hope they're not just, spouting bullshit. Because it's really, listen, it's really hard, and it's really, I would say, difficult, I would imagine, for a lot of these developers to give up all this money that they know they can easily make simply by not doing certain skins. It goes to show that they really care about their game, and I think that's cool. I really do. But let's be real. If they were to, I'll tell you right now, if they were to put some like pop culture skins in Arc Raiders, you guys know the ungodly amount of money they will make? They will make disgusting money. It would not even be funny, and they must know that. Now, the thing is, Arc Raiders, lucky for them, their budget was like $75 some odd million, and they made a disgusting amount of money on selling the game. So they said they're fine for a long time, which is exactly what we want to hear. But, still, you can still make a ton more money, but they don't really have to at this point. They made so much as it is. Everyone was concerned that Arc Raiders, a hyper-popular extraction adventure title from Embark, would feed into the skin hype kickstarted years ago from games like Fortnite. It has become something of a pandemic in recent years, with the military shooters generating skins and cosmetics that can be, at times, quite bizarre and out of place. Why wouldn't you just name Call of Duty? Why would you say military shooters with weird skins? Just name Call of Duty, bro. We know you're talking about Call of Duty. Just, what the fuck? Anyway, in a recent interview, Patrick Sutherland, CEO at Embark, confirmed that Arc Raiders will not be getting any inane crossovers or relevant skins out of fear of diluting the game's vision and overall image or theme, which is good. That's exactly what we want to hear, especially in like a post-apocalyptic world. Can you imagine Beavis and Butthead running around in a post-apocalyptic world? Or fucking Nicki Minaj? Can you imagine Nicki Minaj running around in a post-apocalyptic? Like, what are we doing? They wanted to avoid a defamation case, probably, but still, I mean, that's not defamation to say Call of Duty does ridiculous skins. It's not defamation. It's a fact. Like they even admitted it themselves. They said they went overboard with the skins, but it is what it is. So I'm happy to see this. This is what he said here. He spoke to IGN and offered up his 2 cents on the skin debate, explaining that the game's art director, Robert Samelin, has the driving control over the game's cosmetics and wants things to keep making sense going forward. He said, I mean, there are other games, very successful games out there, the finals being one of them, in which the IP is designed so it basically happens to be very elastic. You can do whatever the hell you want, and people are like, that makes sense. It's completely plausible. I could be a pink banana, and you could be whatever, and everyone's like, that makes sense. It fits the universe, no problem. Arc Raiders has a more curated lore, curated world, so we have to stick within the boundaries slightly to a different extent than maybe the finals of Fortnite or another game in which Batman can shoot Bart Simpson. That is fantastic. That is also true, by the way. So good. I'm glad that they have a good head on their shoulders, and I think Arc Raiders is gonna keep doing what they're doing. I mean, their numbers are insane, and it's not even just about their numbers; it's about the way that they held the numbers, right? Because you can have the numbers. Look at Battlefield. Battlefield had more numbers than Arc Raiders, right? At least from a concurrent perspective. But it's all about the word of mouth. It's about the holding of the numbers. And even 3 months later, the game is still pulling 242,000 players every 24 hours, which is incredible. So I think this is more important than anything. I can only imagine how little Marathon is going to be able to compare it to this. I can't wait to see what Marathon does. I really can't. $40 Marathon comparing against $40 Arc Raiders. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Because the beautiful thing is that Arc Raiders didn't really have anything established prior to Arc Raiders, right? It was something really new for the studio, whereas Marathon has the legacy of Bungie. Now, obviously, Bungie doesn't mean anything anymore, but I'm just saying they have all this legacy, they have all this history, and I guarantee you they're going to come nowhere close to this game. Marathon, who? Yeah, I know. I know. So it's going to be so bad. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's coming out soon. It's going to be exciting. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let me exile Arc Raiders. Let's talk about this. Oh my God, can we talk about this? So, guys, we've always talked about like ballooning budgets, and we've talked about how like these studios just waste money. They just waste money, right? Like this is the reason why we have all these microtransactions, DLCs, all this stuff, because they just blowing fucking money left and right, and they're desperately trying to find a way to pay for their fuck ups, or trying to find a way to pay for their overspending. Well, there's an article here talking about XQC and what he recently, or not recently, but what he got paid for playing Warzone. And apparently Activision Blizzard, good old Activision, paid XQC $1 million to stream Warzone for just one day, which equates to 12 hours. They paid him $1 million to stream Warzone for just 12 hours, bro. Can you like, guys, again, the waste of money is just astro-fucking-nomical. Again, get your bag, dude. That's awesome. I'm not going to hate XQC for that because that's amazing. Get your bag. Congratulations. You duped the company. That's great stuff. But holy fuck, dude. What went through the mind of Activision Blizzard to pay him $1 million for 12 hours? What the fuck? What's more amazing is that the sum was paid for a single stream, despite the original deal being for several streams over 2 weeks. Still, $1 million for 2 weeks is still ridiculous to play Warzone. What are we doing? And now it kind of all makes sense, right? Because remember, Ubisoft paid Hassan Piker like $75,000 to $100,000 plus to play Assassin's Creed Shadows one time. That's just marketing budget. Yeah, and it's a fucking waste. It is a waste. $1 million, bro, on one streamer. What the fuck? That's crazy, bro. But hey, XQC knows his price and they paid it. That's really what it can't. Again, you can't hate the guy. He knows his price and they paid it. They paid it willingly. So, but again, like, how the fuck? I don't know. I don't know, Moogle. I have no idea. But ultimately, it just shows that this is just wild spending. These studios are blowing money left and right. If this is what they pay one streamer at his size, I can only imagine what they're paying all the other streamers. They must be budgeting like probably $20 to $30 million just for streamers. Just paying streamers, a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there. It all adds up. $1 million for this guy, $1 million for that. It's fucking crazy, bro. It's insane. And I guess it makes sense because, again, it's Call of Duty. They want people playing Warzone. They want as many eyes on Warzone as possible. They want you in the microtransaction shop, obviously. But it's just insane money. It genuinely is insane money. But when I saw this, I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy just to play Warzone. So I just wanted to share that story with you. I thought it was pretty funny. All right, let's talk about Discord. So Discord has decided that they want to destroy their platform. And to be fair, they decided this ages ago. Okay, they decided this ages ago. And I saw the writing on the wall, and I talked to some people, and they also saw the writing on the wall. And now we are here. We are here. So if you guys are unaware, Discord had secretly, without telling anybody, by the way, submitted to become a public company, right? They submitted, I forgot what it was called, but it was essentially like the first draft of trying to become a public company. And the moment I saw that go down, I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, because the problem is once companies like this go public, all the nonsense begins, right? All the nonsense, all of the fucking, like, the privacy notices change, the what do you call it? The over monetization of the platform happens. It's wild. Like, the shit that they do, it's crazy. Your data's not protected. Granted, like, the data wasn't protected to begin with, but like now it's definitely not going to be. They're not going to give a fuck. Anyway, so apparently Discord is going to be rolling out facial scanning and ID checks in March for everybody. Everybody. It doesn't matter if you, this is where they're fucking up, in my opinion. It doesn't matter if you've been using Discord forever, like 10 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're rolling it out for everybody. It does not matter. So every single adult is going to become a teen appropriate experience profile. And the only way to get out of that teen appropriate experience profile is by uploading a video of yourself or putting your ID through a third party that they utilize, that they totally promise they're going to delete the IDs this time, which, by the way, they said they were going to delete the IDs last time, and then 70,000 IDs got leaked online after they got hacked, after their third party got hacked, and then they were like, whoops, and then they didn't say anything about it. They tried to deflect. They were like, these hackers really don't have this. Like, bro, okay, come on. Like, nobody, if you believe that Discord is going to delete the IDs after they get it, come on, bro. And then they're like, oh, we're going to delete the video that the video is going to be on your, it's going to be verified on your device. It's not going to be stored on Discord, according to Discord. I don't believe them. I don't believe them flat out. So anyway, like I said, when they announced they were going to go public, I kind of saw the writing on the wall, and I knew what was eventually going to happen. This is why I miss simple platforms like TeamSpeak and stuff like that. You know, at this point. So let's talk about what's going to happen. So the new global policy, which will be required for age-gated servers, sensitive content, and other features, comes just 4 months after a leak of 70,000 age verification ID photos, which, by the way, most of these age verification photos that they got, most of these IDs, were from the UK, because that's where the Online Safety Act or whatever was happening. And they ended up, a lot of people ended up like stupid. A lot of people ended up uploading their IDs and their faces to use what do you call it? To use Discord. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, so stupid. Anyway, they'll target TeamSpeak next. I'm sure they will. Again, this is why I only use for voice chat, and that's it. Like, otherwise, Discord, like, I know a lot of people are canceling Nitro. A lot of people canceling. It is so ridiculous that people are actually believing that this company is going to delete anything. We said back in 2025, when Discord began an experiment in which some users were asked to scan their face or IDs in order to verify they were old enough to access sensitive content. But which, by the way, I remember saying that this was going to happen to everybody. They might have started with the UK, but they weren't going to end there. They're trying to go public. So by trying to go public, they're going to try to make it look as good as possible in the public eye. And that's why they're doing this. They want to go public. Anyway. But experiments, generally speaking, are tests, and generally speaking, are something you do in pursuit of another particular goal. And now here we are, not quite a year later, and Discord is preparing to roll out face scanning and ID checks for everybody, everywhere, all the time. You'll still be able to use Discord if you opt not to participate in this particular surveillance nightmare, but beginning in early March, you'll be locked into a teen-appropriate experience. If you don't, that means content filters, age gates, the inability to speak in stage channels, essentially channels that enable a group of people to converse while an audience listens, and restrictions on direct message and friend requests. Oh, so you can't even use DMs? You can't even do like voice chat in DMs? You can't request each other on bro, Discord's cooked. That's it. Discord is fucking cooked. Where's my sound? Where's my sound, bro? Discord's it's over. It's over. It's over. So essentially, you're not going to be able to use the platform. That's basically it. You're not going to be able to use the platform, even in the most simplistic way. You're not going to be able to use the platform unless you upload a video of yourself or you upload your ID. Wow, that is incredible. That is next level cooked. It says nowhere in our safety work is more important than when it comes to teen users. So, oh my God, bro, you trying to supposedly protect teen users means that you're now going to hit everybody as a teen online and then force themselves to essentially upload their IDs or video or something sensitive information that you are not trustworthy with at all, by the way. They are not trustworthy with this information at all, and yet they're requiring you to do that in order to supposedly protect teenagers. Okay. Yeah, this is just wild. Which is why we are announcing these updates in time for Safer Internet Day. Oh, yeah, safety. Safety, guys. Don't you want to feel safe? It's all about safety. They love using that word because they try to use that word to trigger an emotional response from people to get them to do something that they otherwise would never do, right? So if you say, hey, but this is for safety, this is for the kids, think about the kids, it's safety. They do that because they want to get your guard down and to make you think, oh, well, I want to be safe. You know, of course, who doesn't want to be safe? But at the end of the day, like, this is not about safety, bro. Safer internet. Think of the children. Yeah, okay. These motherfuckers don't care about the children, bro. Anyway, so Discord head of product policy Savannah Badalish said, rolling out teen by default settings globally builds on Discord's existing safety architecture, giving teens strong protections while allowing verified adults flexibility. Verified adults. Now you gotta verify. Oh my god, bro. So what if the account is so old that it's basically 18? Like how old? How long is Discord? When did Discord release? When did Discord come out? 2015. Okay, so that's not. At this point, you can only have like an 11-year-old account. All right, that's fine. I was gonna say, what if it's older than that? But that's fine. But still, this whole thing is just fucking stupid. Discord says, okay, here's the best part. Discord says that its facial scanning system will deliver privacy-forward age assurance. Yeah, okay. Your facial scan won't be used to identify you as an individual. Oh, okay. Maybe not by you. Maybe not by you, but whoever gets access to it will. But will instead use it in conjunction with the power of AI to determine whether or not you're actually an adult. How would you know that? Okay, so think about this, all right? I want you guys to think about how fucked certain people are that are super petite, right? Because there's adults out there, bro, like either like they're just felted. They look young, right? There's a lot of petite women out there that are 25, 30 years old, but they look young as fuck. Are they felted? Oh, what about the K-pop stars? All these Asian guys that are like 25 years old and they look like they're fucking 16, 17. Are they felted? Like just fuck it. They're gonna have to upload their ID because the facial scanning doesn't work. Like, what's going on here? I think that this is just too much of a broad. It is a broad blanketed band-aid, right? It's a broad blanketed band-aid that they know is not going to apply to everybody, so they'll just deal with the people as they come. But this is crazy, man. Or, you know, it works in reverse too, by the way. It works in reverse too. Okay? When I was a freshman in high school, I had a full fucking beard. Legit. Okay? So what about like the young guys who have full fucking beards that don't look as young as they look? Then what? They're just going to get by? They're just going to be able to do whatever the fuck they want? Like, how exactly is that going to work? The truth is that they don't have an idea of how it's going to work. They're kind of just going to fucking guess. And then they're just going to let the support handle the rest, right? So if people submit and they say, oh, you know, let's just, if they submit and it comes back as something they're not looking for, then they're going to have to submit their ID. And that's going to be a problem. But in any case, so it says, if you prefer or if perhaps you need to appeal the incorrect age guess, you could upload your government ID instead. Yeah, who wants to do that? Who the fuck wants to do that? Video selfies for facial age estimation never leave a user's device. Yeah, okay. Who believes that? Today's announcement says adding identity documents submitted to our vendor partners are deleted quickly. In most cases, immediately. Yeah, in most cases. In most cases. And that 70,000 ID leak that happened a few months ago, that was the other cases. that was the other cases, right? Immediately after age confirmation. Yeah, okay. You said this last time. In most cases, yeah, exactly, melodic method. Most cases is like 2%. And then everything else was the 70,000. You may recall it was one of those vendor partners who leaked an estimated 70,000 age verification photos in October 2025, just 4 months ago, along with names, usernames, emails, and the last 4 digits of credit cards and IP addresses. So that's pretty awful. So there's no reason to assume it won't happen again. The even bigger issue, though, is the growing embrace of digital Panopticon, the UK's online safety bill is a massive threat to online privacy. Oh, 100%. But again, at this point, this has nothing to do with the UK. This is well past the UK now. This has to do with the platform choosing to do this on their own. They're not being forced to. They're choosing to. They're choosing to do this because they want to go public. And they think if they enable this on their platform, that this is going to allow them to be worth more publicly to investors once they officially go public. That's what they care about. They don't give a fuck about your privacy. They don't give a fuck about anything like that or your information. That's collateral damage to Discord. They've already chosen who they're catering to, and it's not you, it's not me, it's investors, potential investors in the future of their company. That's just what it is. So again, guys, I'm glad I made the decision months ago to get rid of this shit because I saw the writing on the wall. Once I saw the announcement that they secretly applied to become a public company, that's when I was like, oh, you motherfuckers really don't want people to know this shit. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm good. Right? How valuable is your service if no one wants it? You'll be surprised, John D. You will be surprised. So, I don't know. You guys do what you want to do. I know a lot of people that have canceled their Nitro. I know a lot of people that are deleting their Discords. I know that. But if you're going to delete your Discords, obviously delete your accounts. Don't just uninstall. Like, you have to delete the account. But yeah, it's crazy shit. Absolutely insane. It really is. Honestly, the audacity of them saying, trust us, we're going to delete the stuff after literally getting 70,000 IDs leaked. How can you say that? And I don't know, bro. I have no idea. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because holy fuck, that was pretty funny. Anyway, all right, let's get super chats. We got Ron DFK with a 199, 50K is a new 100 million on players. Let's fucking go to Ark. Shout out to Ron DFK. Thank you, brother. Jason Alto with a 5. They have a digital Pedro island with tons of Pedro servers and they do nothing. You think you should trust them? No, obviously not. I think that Discord for the longest time, bro, has been untrustworthy. But again, I just utilized it for the channel. I utilized it obviously to try to build a community. But I realized over time that it's just not fucking worth it. It's not worth it. Discord is just completely untrustworthy with almost everything at this point. And now that they're going public, it's definitely not worth it. I really hope there's an alternative platform. But the truth is that with these alternative platforms, even if they get popular, the moment they get popular, they end up doing dumb shit like that anyway to begin with. And it's a fucking cycle. It's a cycle over and over and over. It's a cycle, So I don't know, man. It just is what it is at this point. Like I said, I miss the days where it was so simple, where, you log on with your raid guild, you just use TeamSpeak, and that's it. It's just talking. And it was the easiest thing in the world, But hey, it is what it is. So Steam needs to fix their. Honestly, Jack, I think this will be a great time for Steam to really improve on their voice chat feature and to make something that could actually not compete, but make something that could qualify that people would actually utilize. But I also don't want to go to Steam for all the answers. I would like another third party to figure something out. But we'll see. Speedy Cake with a 5. Before I forget, Battlefield 6 Season 2 starts with either this week or next week, and I hope it adds more maps and stuff. Does it really? I know it was supposed to start. It was supposed to already start, but didn't they push it back or something like that? So we got Mervoth. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry, Mervoth. Hold on. We got Torino with a 5 on Rumble. Says Discord totally trying to protect kids like Roblox does. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, we totally believe that. Dietrich Koenig with $1. So what's stopping teens from uploading AI images or videos like it happened during previous attempts? So videos might work. Maybe. If the AI is trained against it, maybe not. But pictures won't work because it has to be an ID, unless obviously it's an AI made ID, which would be insane. I don't know if AI could do that. I don't know if there's protections against that. But I'm sure, listen, kids are going to find a way. Flat out. We've always said that. When I was young, I found a way. Kids are going to find a way, right? To access things that they're not supposed to be accessing. And you do your best, right, to try to set up protections. But at the end of the day, the real person and the real stopping force to stop kids from doing something is their parents. And unfortunately, the government wants to be the parent, and the parents don't want to be the parent. That's the problem. The government or the company want to be parents, and they don't want, like, the parents are just over there being kids themselves. So that's just where we're at. Mervoth with $1. Competitors have a month to exploit this blunder. Whoever is closest to Discord without censorship can snatch a good percentage of people. Yeah, if a competitor was smart, they would utilize this as a means to advertise their own platform. If they were smart. But again, it all depends, obviously. Any game with a photo mode beats it. Yeah, that's how it was before. We don't know how it's going to be now. Remember, when the photo mode beat it, that was its first iteration. I guarantee you they updated their AI. I guarantee you. They updated their AI, and they're going to probably try to find a way to combat the photo mode in video games, especially realistic games like Death Stranding, you know? Bring back Vine. Bro, Vine was so gay. All right, let's continue. T-Chap says we are $25 away from tier 1. Thank you, T-Chap. We're pretty close. We're pretty close. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Let's make sure we're fully caught up. I've completed 3 levels in Ball Pit so far. I'm doing pretty good, guys. I'm doing pretty good. Let's get into the story about Remedy. Actually, no, let's cover Riot. Let's cover Riot first. Let's talk about Riot, and then we'll get into Remedy right after that. So let's talk about Riot. Okay, so let's go here. So if you guys are not aware about Riot's fighting game 2XKO, all right, I haven't personally played it. I don't know if any of you guys played it in the chat. You could definitely let me know. I know some of you have, if I'm not mistaken, right? Some of you have. But let's talk about 2XKO. So this is a fighting game from Riot, okay? And it's a fighting game that's based in their League of Legends universe, okay? If you don't know what League of Legends is, I mean, I don't know what to tell you at this point. The game looked pretty cool. I will say that. Looking at the trailer, the gameplay looked pretty cool. The fighting looked really smooth. The characters looked pretty cool, especially if you were into League of Legends characters. But overall, it looked pretty cool. But I don't know how good or bad the game is. I haven't played it, so that's just being transparent. But what I do know is that when you have a video game that I'm assuming is free to play, right? This game is free to play. So when you have a video game that's free to play, I'm looking at you, High Guard. Okay. When you have a video game that's free to play, it doesn't matter, ultimately, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you can have a small budget, you can have a big budget, but at the end of the day, if that money was not made back in any sense of the word, the bigger your team, the harder you're going to fall. And when it comes to Riot, they make a lot of money on League of Legends, right? But they're not making money on 2XKO. Okay? At least not from what I can see anyway. At least not right now. So we have an article from PC Gamer, and it says Riot has laid off 2XKO developers less than 3 weeks after the game released. Which, that's rough, bro. That means, and to be fair, I think Riot tends to pre-fire pretty quickly, right? And what I mean by that is that look what they did with Hytale. If you guys remember, Riot Games was the one that owned Hytale. And they decided to kill Hytale because it just wasn't working out. And they ended up selling Hytale back to the original developer of the owner of Hytale. And now that guy has re-released Hytale and is doing so good with the game because it's like a passion project for him. It's getting massive support, a lot of modding, a lot of community support. It's doing very well, and it's made some good money. So clearly Riot jumped the gun on that one. I don't know if Riot is jumping the gun on this one, but they tend to pre-fire pretty quickly. So 3 weeks after the game released, they said overall momentum hasn't reached a level needed to support a team of this size, and they're going to be firing 80 employees. 80 employees are being let go as Riot's long-awaited fighting game fails to catch fire. Now, again, I thought the game looked pretty cool. I guess the fighting community is not too interested in 2XKO. Obviously, it's a brand new game from a known studio, but it's still like you're entering the fighting scene. You're going up against giants like Street Fighter, fucking Mortal Kombat, all the anime fighting video games. Like you're going up against some big names, and you're competing for some players. So long awaited, I have no idea by who. I literally have no idea. Sanguine, I have no idea. Anyway, so let's check this out. Just a few weeks after the official launch of its 2v2 fighting game 2XKO, Riot Games is reducing the size of its development team by nearly half of the team. So half of the team is gone, like right off the bat. So that means that if this game does not take off in the next like 60 days, this game is cooked. I know some people are going to be like, oh, it's, give it a year, whatever. Nah, bro. If you're firing half the people after 3 weeks, you have 60 days to get this game off the ground. So if you don't do that, then I don't really know what to tell you. They said, as we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends in how players were engaging with 2XKO. Executive producer Tom Cannon wrote in today's announcement, the game has resonated with a passionate core audience. That means that it's a small audience, by the way. That's PR speak for a small audience. But overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of the size of in the long term. With a smaller focused team, we're going to dig in and make key improvements to the game, including some of the things we've already heard you asking for. We'll share some of our plans soon. Riot told PC Gamer that about 80 people are going to be eliminated, a little less than half the total of the 2XKO dev team, but an actual total isn't known at this point, as developers impacted by the cuts will have the opportunity to apply for other jobs at the company. Well, that's good for them. Riot also said it plans for 2XKO's 2026 competitive series to remain unchanged. So Riot has a habit of throwing money at their tournaments, which is great. That's good for the pro players to try to make some money. But what's the point of having a competitive series for a game that most people aren't playing? The cuts to the 2XKO team would seem to be the latest move in a refocusing process that began 2 years ago when Riot closed its Riot Forge program and laid off 530 employees. CEO Dylan Jadea said at the time that Riot had made a number of big bets since 2019 that weren't paying off adequately, and so it was going to shift its attention to fewer high-impact projects. Listen, that's the problem, man. When you try to expand too quickly, that's the problem. These guys, they know League of Legends. They know MOBAs. Obviously, they also have Valorant. Valorant is pretty successful. Valorant's a really fun video game, and a lot of people do play Valorant. But unfortunately, 2XKO is just not, the fighting scene is totally different. The fighting scene is completely different from your standard gaming community or experience or whatever. I mean, it is completely different. So you need to, if I was Riot, I don't know if they're doing this already, but if I was Riot, I would go out there and try to find people that are really big in the FGC in terms of the creator community or just the overall community in general, whether it's Twitter accounts or whatever. I would try to reach out to them and try to get some feedback, whether you got to pay them or something, it doesn't matter, but try to get some legitimate feedback on 2XKO. Otherwise, I don't think you're really going to be able to design this game if you're not making it with the understanding that the FGC is just a totally different breed. I don't think you could approach this the same way you approach your League of Legends or your Valorant. League of Legends is just, listen, Riot is a professional at ripping things off, okay? At least that's what people say anyway. You got League of Legends that essentially started as a Dota ripoff, right? You got fucking Valorant, which is a Counter-Strike ripoff added with some heroes. Right, the gameplay is literally Counter-Strike. When you play Valorant, it is Counter-Strike with abilities. At least that's how I play it anyway. And with fighting games, like if you're gonna do 2XKO, you have to approach it differently, in my opinion. Yun says wouldn't help. The FGC is already involved. Are they really? Are they really heavily involved with 2XKO and it's still not doing well? Seriously, huh? Dota came from Warcraft 3. I understand that. I know that. But ultimately, League of Legends copied Dota. League of Losers, that's crazy. Damn, I didn't know the FGC was involved with the 2XKO. Really? That's sad then. That's sad. And you still can't get off the ground. Shit. Oh, well, interesting. That changes my perception a little bit then on all of this. They also have several FGC pro heads. Really? God. And with all that promotion, they still can't get it off the ground. Damn. That changes my perception on all this then. This game is cooked, bro. More layoffs followed in October, although Riot co-founder Mark Merrill said at the time that the League of Legends development team will eventually be even larger than it is today as we develop the next phase of League. Hints about that dropped at the end of 25 when League executive producer Paul Pablo Beleza and head studio Medler Van Roon posted a video acknowledging the studio has been working on some bigger updates to League of Legends. 2XKO has been in development for close to a decade prior to its full release. It was announced in 2019, but rumors of its existence went as far back as Riot's acquisition of Radiant Entertainment in 2016. Damn. That's crazy. So let me ask a question. For those of you that have played 2XKO, all right, what is wrong with this game? What is if you could just type in the chat, and if you have any like feedback, what is wrong with this game that this game is not connecting with people? Because are the characters boring? Because I thought the characters look interesting. I like League of Legends characters. I think they do a good job at creating characters. So what the fuck is wrong with this game that it's just not connecting with people? There's got to be something wrong here, right? No direction? In what sense? Like, when you say no direction, in what sense does that mean? League of Legends is what's wrong with it? You think the League of Legends brand is holding it back? It will not start up? What is it, broken? Is the game broken? Is it buggy? Are they considering it in early access, or is it officially released at this point? I have so many questions. I really do. Tag games are too niche. 1v1 would have been better. What if they added a 1v1 mode? Would that be better? Or is it only a 2v2 game right now? They're making it for everyone instead of having to clear go. Okay, interesting. What's the sell anymore? I don't know. I really like 2XKO. I felt like 2XKO was going to be sold, or they were hoping to sell it to people who play League of Legends but also play fighting games. And I don't know if there's enough people to warrant that. You know, I feel like that's kind of validated considering. Dragatello says no motion inputs. Okay. Plus, it's super buggy. Is it really super buggy? That's bad. If you have a fighting game that's super buggy, that is a big issue. That is a big problem. Specials have like a dedicated button. There's a way to play 1v1, but the meta is with the team. Okay, that's good to know. So, I mean, I feel like this game should have had more characters than what they have now. Do they have a lot of characters and they're just locked behind a paywall? Because the problem is that Riot loves their monetization. Oh my God. They over monetize their video games like a motherfucker. So I would not be surprised if this game ends up having a lot of characters, but they're just basically all locked behind a paywall. Archangelo says, I play a lot of fighting games and this one has no interest in this one. Okay. This game took too long to come out. Plus, Riot was dropping 1 billion betas with little transparency towards its release date. Not enough characters for a tag fighter, too. It's like 11 characters. That's it? For a tag fighter? There's 6 to start and 6 to lock. So half the fucking game is locked behind microtransactions? Oh my God, bro. This is bad. Well, I mean, listen, at this point, again, the point still stands. Whatever may be the problem with this game, whether it's multiple problems, one problem for some people, whatever, doesn't matter. Whatever the problem may be, at the end of the day, it's pretty obvious that the player base just isn't there. All right? It just isn't there. And I think they might have overshot the popularity of League of Legends, thinking that they might be able to pull off a fighting game with League of Legends. You know, whether it's the, favorite characters or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I think they overshot it. I really do. And they lost half their team within 3 weeks. So at this point, I think it's safe to say that if they don't turn this game around quickly, this game has less than a year to survive. And that's even for Riot. It has less than a year to survive. Unless they want to make the team so small that they can run it at basically a break even, that's possible. But, I don't know, man. I think they need to act quicker with this game than some of their other games for sure. But, we'll see how that goes, I suppose, from there. Crazy, man. I can't believe this game is doing that poorly. That's just literally wild to me. But it's also like pretty. I can understand why. I could definitely understand why. So in any case, all right. Let's continue. We got Old Man Cad dropping a $25 banger for tier. Here we go. Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Shout out to Old Man Cad officially helping us to get to tier 1. That is 558 tier 1s in a row. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Old Man Cad. You absolute legend. Spam the Old Man Cad emojis in the chat, boys. Spam The old man cat emojis. We also got Light Ferret with $1 on Rumble, says better alternative to Discord is Matrix. With software like Element, might not have all the features of Discord and can be a little bit of a learning curve, but it's more secure and can be self-hosted. Thank you, Light Ferret. I appreciate that. I'm always down to hear about more alternatives. All right. Let's get into the Remedy story. Let me X this out really quick. And we're going to talk about Remedy because this is interesting. Before we do that, ball pit update. I'm on round 6 now. We're doing the final level. We're doing the final level. I cannot believe that this is possible. You guys don't, I mean, I'm sure you do understand, but you don't understand, man, how amazing this is that I can make progress while I'm working. That's awesome. Once, to be fair, by the way, you can only unlock autoplay at basically the end of the game, right? You can only unlock autoplay basically at the end of the game or close to the end of the game, but still, it's so fun. It's so cool. I'm literally just watching it play in the corner of my screen while I cover the topics. It's fucking pure insanity. Pure insanity. Hypno journalist confirmed. Shut up. It's not journalist mode. I actually played the game, okay? I'm just letting it do its thing. All right, let's cover the Remedy story. So if you guys don't remember, I'm going to give you some context before we bring up the news story. So this is an old story from October 2025. Just to give you some context as to what's going on with Remedy. So if you don't know who Remedy is the companies behind Alan Wake and the game Control, okay? Obviously, they also have the Max Payne, IP and all that stuff. But anyway, so Remedy is known for Alan Wake, especially now. And they made some decisions over the last couple of years that have lost them quite a bit of money. Alan Wake 2 lost them money for a long time until they basically dragged their feet to a break-even point, which took about a year plus to do. And that's because they released the game exclusively on Epic Games Store. And on top of that, obviously, with the whole, SBI involvement and things like that, it really hurt the game's overall performance. But the thing that really cost Remedy its money was FBC Firebreak, okay? Now, when I covered FBC Firebreak multiple times, I said that the things they need to do, there's 3 things they need to do, okay? If Remedy wants to fix their problems, there is 3 things that they need to do immediately. Number 1, they need to cancel FBC Firebreak. Just throw it out. Just throw it in the garbage. They need to cancel FBC Firebreak, lick their wounds, and move on and stop wasting money. Number 2, they need to release Alan Wake 2 on Steam. I know they're not going to because they have a deal with Epic. I know that. But I'm just telling you what they need to do because that would make them a good amount of money. Because even though the game has a lot of changes people don't agree with, at the end of the day, the game will sell on Steam. 100%. And the last thing they need to do is they need to do the Max Payne remakes that they're saying they're working on. They need to do that so unbelievably faithful to the original games and release one hell of a banger remake. If that remake is not a banger, they could go fuck themselves. But regardless, I already know they're going to censor it and shit. Regardless, those are the 3 things they need to do, and that will make them some money pretty damn quickly, in my opinion. But we all know they're not going to do any of those things. They're not going to remake Max Payne in any faithful way. I have very little faith in that. They're also not going to cancel FBC Firebreak anytime soon, although I feel like they're getting close to because they have no choice. And they're damn sure not going to release Alan Wake 2 on Steam for obvious reasons, right? So they're kind of within a rock and a hard place. Now, they are releasing Control, the second Control, which did look interesting. I believe it's following her brother now, but I'm not exactly sure. But that did look interesting, that game. So we'll follow that as time goes on. But regardless, FBC Firebreak really hurt Remedy really bad. They lost so much money, it's disgusting, okay? To the point where they went from the green to the red almost immediately, and they haven't been able to recover. So now that we know that little bit of context, I just kind of want to follow up on FBC Firebreak and see how it's doing on Steam. And I know I hear you. The Steam numbers don't matter. I hear you. I totally understand. Now you're also going to understand why FBC Firebreak lost them so much fucking money. Okay? This is the game that has supposedly 45,000 to 88,000 sales, which is probably somewhere in the middle. It's probably somewhere around 55,000, 60,000, but there's 14 people playing right now. Okay? With 18 for a 24-hour peak, this is probably like the developers. But regardless, this is why they lost. So it's dead. It's dead. Like it's not insulting to call a dead game dead. All right. You could get mad all you want, but the game is dead. So now this led to them doing a massive restructure because obviously when you are wasting money, you are going to have some sort of a restructure. And thankfully they're smart enough to restructure from the top and not just fire developers and keep the leadership that put them in the first place in this situation. So Remedy has now hired a new CEO. They now officially have a new CEO. And this is a EA executive who is a sports betting kind of guy and apparently is aiming to scale Remedy in a way that builds lasting value. Now, this can mean a lot of bad things. This can mean some good things. Who really knows? But I'm going to say this. If this is a EA sports kind of a guy, he's talking about scaling Remedy in a way that builds lasting value. I'm going to say that it's probably not going to be good. But we could be hopeful, perhaps. Who knows? We'll see. Let's listen to what he's got to say. So, Remedy's new CEO is Jean-Charles. The fuck kind of last name is that? A former Electronic Arts and CCP Games executive who most recently headed up a couple of sports betting platforms. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, exactly. AKA microtransactions. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're gonna have Max Payne release an episodic format where you're gonna have to pay for each episode. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. So it's not a name you'll likely recognize from his time at EA or CCP, but Remedy said that he's held senior executive positions with full P&L responsibility at both companies. P&L being profit and loss, and right now that's apparently what they're looking for. I am delighted to announce the appointment of Gene to lead Remedy into a phase of profitable growth. Remedy chairman Henry. His proven history in growing gaming franchises and successfully leading international studios is an excellent fit to the current stage of Remedy's business. To be fair, you really don't have much of a business, but, you know, it is what it is. Under JC's leadership, we have been well-positioned to significantly accelerate growth, guide Remedy toward greater independence through self-publishing, and deliver sustained value to our players, partners, and shareholders. That, in a nutshell, is how Remedy ended up needing a new CEO in the first place. It makes critically acclaimed games, but not a lot of money. Alan Wake 2 probably would have dominated the award scene in 23 if it were not for Baldur's Gate 3, and yet took well over a year before it started turning a profit. Exactly. This game was going on a year and a half plus before it made any money. And that is a long fucking time to go on a loser video game. And then, even though it started turning a profit, it doesn't matter. It's only turning a little bit of a profit because it's dragging its feet. So who cares if it took you almost 2 years to finally break even when you're making only a couple of bucks after that? It doesn't matter. But the 2025 of FPC Firebreak was a disaster, even by that standard. Remedy was forced to issue a profit warning to shareholders just a few months after its release, and shortly after that, then CEO Tero Vertala stepped down after 9 years in a row. Remedy subsequently reported a 32% decline in revenues year over year and an operating loss of 16.4 million euro, which is almost $20 million in its Q3 financial results. Oh my God. The studio has a unique creative identity and a strong pipeline. My commitment is to protect what makes it special, deliver exceptional games, and scale Remedy in a way that builds lasting value. Remedy has the voice and the ambition to be a pillar of the industry's future. We will stay close to players, earn their time and trust, and strengthen our independence in how we build and publish our games while continuing to work closely with partners who have supported us. Stop. Listen. Okay. So the whole thing about like we're gonna self-publish. It seems like they're focusing on self-publish. Good. You partnering with the fucking devil that is Epic Games was the most stupid thing you could have ever done for Alan Wake 2. It was already bad that you were fucking up the game. It was already bad that Alan Wake 2 spends half of the time not playing as Alan Wake. It was already bad. All the decisions you made regarding the game's development, that was all already bad. And then you locked it behind a store that can't even fucking beat Steam in a year versus what it takes Steam to make in like 3 weeks. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Why would you do any of that? It's the dumbest thing in the world. You literally You literally nerfed your entire customer base while also shitting on the more hardcore customer base. What was your plan? I don't understand what your plan for any of this was. But the reason why is because, to my knowledge, Epic Games invested heavily into the development of Alan Wake 2. And it's because of that obviously Tim Sweetie, that hates Steam so much. It's like Steam is bad for business. Apparently, Mr. Tim Sweeney, Mr. Exclusive, was like, you know what's good for business? Let me take your game, invest into it, and then let me lock it behind my store, because everybody loves exclusives on the PC platform. That's always gone very well. Here's my fake numbers that's going to make you believe that somehow my platform is better for you than Steam. It's just, again, it's the dumbest thing, truthfully. So I think that this might not necessarily be a good thing, but it also might not necessarily be a bad thing. It truthfully all just depends. But at the end of the day, the one thing I don't want to say is that it can't get worse, because obviously it can. It can. It absolutely can. We already know that it could get much worse for Remedy, but hopefully it doesn't. And we have obviously Control 2 that's coming out. And like I said, the trailer did look good. No doubt about it. I want to see more. We didn't really get to see too much gameplay. I want to see more. But I like the first Control. I definitely like the first Control. So I am excited for the second one. And hopefully it does pan out to be a game that most people enjoy. But hopefully they don't lock it behind Epic Games exclusivity, which I don't think they are. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's X this out. Let me... We're going to get into the final story, boys. I better drink water for this one. Hold on. We're going to be talking about Overwatch. Oh, boy. I'm going to talk about Overwatch. Are we ready for this? Are we truthfully ready for this? I don't think we're ready for this, boys. I don't think we're ready for the cringe that we're about to witness right now. I really don't, but I'm going to pretend like we are, because, you know, that's just how it goes. Oh, shit. I just got an achievement. Complete every level with the itchy finger. I'm getting achievements while working. This is great. Wow. Overwatch not 2. Yeah, exactly. Overwatch totally not 2, by the way. Totally not 2. Anyway. Let me set up the new level in let me set up the new level really quick. Hold on. The itchy finger is probably one of my favorite characters. I feel like his skills are the best, in my opinion. Which is it's not surprising that I got the achievement with him first versus any other character, because I think he's a really cool character. He's the one that just shoots like super fucking fast and never has like cooldowns. Just shoots. And he moves super fast as well. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, all right, we're gonna talk about Overwatch. Let's get into this, and let's see what we got, boys. Because again, this story it's bad. And it's amazing because, like I said early in the stream, we've gone so long without talking about Overwatch, and then lately, over the last couple of streams, there's been a lot of Overwatch news. So I'm not surprised. All right, let's go. All right, boys, we're going to talk about Overwatch 2, Overwatch 1, Overwatch. I really don't know what to really call it, but Overwatch is having a bit of backlash right now. And the reason why is because apparently there was a character that was put out there into the game called Anran. And this character is it's a pretty character, right? Overwatch has been known for over the last few years to introduce some really butt-ugly fucking characters, at least until they got destroyed by Marvel Rivals, and that pretty much forced them to try to backtrack, because what's happening right now is that they are backtracking. They're backtracking hard on their character design. They're backtracking hard on the way they market their game. I mean, for God's sakes, they went from Overwatch 2 to Overwatch 1 again. So they're clearly backtracking. But the problem with backtracking is that there is a certain fan base that they virtue signaled to during the entire time there was no Marvel Rivals and they had a monopoly on this kind of a video game. They were really virtue signaling to a certain crowd, and that certain crowd loves their ugly characters because it validates their entire real-life existence. Now, unfortunately for them, they're being forced to look at attractive characters again, which the Overwatch developers have admitted that they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing attractive characters. They're going to be doing attractive skins. When all of this was supposedly, something they didn't want to do before, well, now they're doing it again because, well, again, Marvel Rivals took so much of their player base that it left them having to do this. And this is why competition is a great thing. And I will always advocate for competition. But apparently the backlash now is coming from the fact that Ayn Rand's voice actress has now gone online and essentially is admittedly trying to push an agenda onto the game by basically begging the Overwatch developers to make Ayn Rand look like her cinematic self. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, what's wrong? Why do people hate this character? Why do people hate Ayn Rand so much? What is the problem? She looks great. Well, the problem is, according to people like this and other people like them, Ayn Rand is too stereotypically sexy, basically meaning that Ayn Rand looks like a woman, and that's not a good thing. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is that? Well, lucky for me, we have a picture comparison. For those of you that have never seen Ayn Rand, because Ayn Rand just recently made their debut in the game, but they were shown in hero trailers before. What you're looking at in the middle is what Ayn Rand looked like in the trailer. And on the left is what the developers ended up making Ayn Rand into when they released her in the game. The fans, the supposed fans, you know what I mean by that, they're out there losing their mind right now, and they are demanding that the Overwatch developers turn Ayn Rand into what she looked like, or he looked like, in the trailer. And that is where the meltdown is coming from. People want Ayn Rand to look more like the non-binary masculine self that she did in the hero trailer versus her official actual release, which according to them, they're trying to gaslight people and say, well, we're not complaining about her looks. We're just complaining that she looks the same as everybody else. That's the gaslight that they're trying to say. But what they really want is they want the character to look like the character on the right. If you look on the right, that is a fan 3D model that was made and is going viral right now on social media. They want her to look like that, and they don't want her to look like the more attractive character on the left. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at the voice actress and see what she has to say regarding this entire situation, because the one thing that people absolutely want in their video games is for their voice actors to come out and virtue signal. Everybody likes that, right? Right? Come on, stop lying.
Hi friends, I'm Fariha and I voice Anran in Overwatch. 大家朋友们好，我是 Fariha， 我是安然的英语配音演员。I'm going to be so honest. I'm nervous about this video because I didn't want to not address the elephant in the room, but I didn't want to step on the devs' toes or speak on their behalf because it's this tightrope in my mind of trying to.
By the way, that's exactly what she's doing. I do love when people go online and they're like, I'm not trying to do this. I don't want to do this. I really don't like doing this. But then they do it. They do it. Like whatever it is, they do it. So here she's saying, I don't want to, tell the developers what to do. But you are going to. You're absolutely going to. And this video is going to lead the way for all the weirdos online. They're demanding Ayn Rand to look a certain way. This is going to be the video they're going to use to spearhead change that we know is going to happen. We absolutely know that Ayn Rand is going to get changed. It's only a matter of time. I would be so curious if Blizzard does not bend the knee to these people and make Ayn Rand ugly, because we all know that Blizzard has changed, especially their female characters in Overwatch before, where they nerfed like Tracer, for example. They've done it before. So I just hate when they do this. But anyway, let's continue.
Honor the community and everyone's criticisms because I agree, and also give grace to the developers because they're always trying their best in the situation they're in, right? So I wanted to make sure that was there before I celebrated anything myself. So here goes. I got to mourn Anran between the design I had hoped for her and the design we ended up with. Because I think in her comic and the cinematic Elemental Kin, there was a precedent set by it. There was a unspoken promise that said, we're going to challenge the beauty standards plaguing and ransacking media these days, right? The Ozempic chic, the contour your nose, you have no nose, the tiniest nose. And I think because...
You know what I don't understand is apparently, according to this person, there's beauty standards. They go against what they do. But that's not the case. At least not up until recently, obviously, with Sydney Sweetie being everywhere and all that stuff. But before that, bro, we had 4 years. We had 4 years from 2020 to 2024, actually, even into 2025. We had 4 to 5 years of absolute nonsense. Nonsense. We had 500-pound people on the cover of Sports Illustrated. We had men on the cover of women's makeup magazines. Like, we had all kinds of fucking nonsense for literal years, and yet she's trying to say that they somehow still exist. Like, oh, that never happened. Like, none of that ever happened. That doesn't make any sense. Like, anyway, let's
because of that precedence, people feel understandably let down.
Why do people feel let down though? Like, that's what I don't understand. I just want you guys to get this. This is from the crowd of people that will always claim that you are a gooner if you complain about a woman not being sexy enough or not looking like her original design. They'll call you all kinds of names for complaining about the same thing, but in the opposite direction. But for them, they're allowed to complain and they're allowed to demand change, and you can't call them any names. But they'll call you gooner, they'll call you pedo, they'll call you literally everything. It doesn't matter. But apparently for them, they're allowed to complain all they want. They're allowed to say, well, we want our character to look like it. It's because they want a goon. They want a goon to the character in their way, so they want it to look the way that they want it to look. And the developers have finally, for the first time ever, went the complete opposite direction. Instead of making it ugly, they made it look decent. And now they're having a meltdown. Like, what happened to the rules if you don't like it, don't buy it? What happened to the rules if you don't like it, don't play it? All this stuff that they've been telling us for years that we've been dealing with as they make Lara Croft ugly, they make all these characters ugly. All of a sudden now it's okay to complain. It's okay to have a problem with it. It's okay now. This is what I can't stand about. It's never consistent. It is never consistent. It's only, and this is what happens when your ideology is based on feelings, because it's never going to be consistent. It's always going to be with whatever I feel at the time. Rules for thee, not for me. Exactly. That's what it is.
Overwatch is a trailblazer at challenging that, right? Of trying to break those molds, of trying to explore the bounds of what it means to be good, what it looks like to be heroic. And I think
what does that have to do with any of this? How does making her look more attractive make her change in how she's heroic or what it means to be good? Like, what does morality have to do with the way she looks? What are we even on right now?
I think the result we got says something else. It says something that leaves a bad taste in our mouths. It's not the bold, optimistic swing that we know Overwatch to make. And it's a look that isn't congruent with her personality, right? She looks like the younger sibling. She looks more docile somehow as the fire hero. She looks more docile than the most docile peacekeeping support in the game. And I've been seeing everyone's redesigns and quietly bookmarking them, but I wanted you to hear that this concern is important. This is a hill worth dying on. It's worth
oh my
speaking
god
on.
Oh my
because
god
I believe that the more we speak up about the things that truly matter to us, the more we'll see ourselves reflected in the world around us.
So this is only allowed in one way. That's what I'm getting from this. This is only allowed in one way. You know, Overwatch as a video game had lost a lot of its player base, but recently, due to the changes that they've been making to the game, they've been gaining back a ton of their players, right? Adding attractive characters, adding attractive skins, making it more interesting, all that stuff. Like, they're gaining their player base back. So for all intents and purposes, what she is saying is literally for the vocal minority, and yet it's only allowed when you guys do it. You're allowed to complain. You're allowed to say these things, but other people are not allowed to say these things because that just makes them gooners. That just makes them bigots. That just makes them whatever. It really is freaking ridiculous at this point. The lack of consistency is driving me insane.
The more we'll see our values in the world around us, right?
Fuck your values, bro. Sincerely. No offense to this lady. I have no ill qualms with her, but fuck your values. Fuck my values. You know what I want in the game? I want the game. I want the game to play as a game. I want it to be about the game. I don't want it to be about your values. I don't want it to be about my values. I want it to be a fun game that people can enjoy and just take the fuck, like, they get off work, They got a couple of hours to play a video game if they're lucky. Get in the game, have some fun, play the game. Fuck your values, bro. And fuck my values. Just to be clear, I don't give a shit about any of your values when it comes to a video game. I just want the fucking game. That's what I want. And these people that tried to co-opt Overwatch and turn it into some, I don't know, agenda-pushing piece, which, by the way, there's tweets of her openly admitting that she's pushing an agenda because somebody tagged her and said, help us push this agenda. And she says, I'm on it. And she gives a salute. So no, in all fairness, I cannot say this enough. Fuck your values. I don't care about your values, my values, anybody's values. I want the game to be a good game. And that's how I feel about all video games. I want them to be as good as possible for the people that are going to enjoy them. And sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean me, right? Like I just recently played Life is Strange because I was betted to play Life is Strange. The story actually ended up being amazing, but the gameplay was boring as shit. But I still like the fact that the game was good for the people that enjoy those kind of games. That's how I want all games to be.
And I want you to know that I shared all of this with the dev team. Not only that, I was encouraged to be as open and honest as possible, to not hold anything back. And it's my hope that this isn't for naught, right? That
I hope
they
it is.
see it, they hear it from you all too. And while it's not my position to decide.
I guarantee you that there's going to be more people that are going to be complaining about this on social media than they are actually playing the game complaining about it. Guaranteed. 100%. I would guarantee that these posts that are going viral, artificially, by the way, that are going viral, they're going to have way more likes, way more retweets, way more all that stuff, way more than the actual people playing the game complaining about this situation.
What can be done and what gets done about this. I will keep championing for the version of her that we all wished for, right? And I want you to do the same with boldness, with kindness, and with hopium.
Well, we did all that. Like we did that with Tracer. We did that with Diva. We did that with a lot of characters. They got changed because of your particular, side, your particular ideology. You guys championed for the change and you got your way because the developers want to listen to you. And then you downplayed other people who were angry over those changes, calling them bigots, sexist, whatever word you want to use. You downplayed them. And now you're over here on the other side. And now you're like, we need to champion. I hope they listen. We need to make sure this happens. You guys got to understand this is our values. We love ugly bitches. Like, we need this. Like, nobody's going to care, bro. Literally nobody's going to care. Because now you're on the other end and you realize that, oh, shit, it doesn't feel very nice, right?
Because Overwatch is not an exploration of what the world is. It's an exploration on what the world could be, right?
What?
So...
What? Overwatch is an exploration of what the world... It's a game. It's a hero shooter. You literally got bitches flying around with angel wings and shit. What are you talking about? It's a vision of what the world could be. If you want the world to be what Overwatch looks like, then go to a fucking anime con. You'll see plenty of people cosplaying as Overwatch characters, and you'll feel like you're finally in Overwatch. Congratulations, you got the world you want. The fuck you? It's a game, man. It's a goddamn video game. This is the problem, bro. You guys are co-opting these games and you're pretending like you're not, and you're putting everything into this. You're putting your whole personality into this. You're putting your whole life into this. This shit is life and death for you. Why? Why is Overwatch life and death for you? I don't understand. You really just can't be normal? Video games are meant to be an escape. Why the fuck would you want it to reflect the world that is or could be? Nobody should want that. Unless it's a video game that is based in reality, that has a story that is based in real-world locations, real-world people, whatever, which, again, we've had those in the past, and thankfully a lot of those have worked out. But regardless, that's not what Overwatch is. What are we doing?
Much love if you made it all the way here to the end. I hope you have so much fun playing Onrun. I know I am, but I'll see you out there.
So you admit that she's fun. You admit the character is fun, but she's just not ugly enough? Is that basically it? She's not ugly enough? Wow. This is This is definitely interesting stuff. And again, I just want to remind people, since I have this picture here, I would like to remind people just of what the complaint is. You know, if you're watching my video for up to this point, again, they are complaining that she doesn't look like this one, right? This is Anran in the hero trailer, cinematic, whatever. This is the Anran they ended up actually coming out with, which looks way better, by the way. And then this is the Anran that they want people to actually, like, they want to implement. Like, this is a fan 3D model that they made for Overwatch in the hopes that they make her uglier. And again, they're trying to come up with the excuses that apparently she looks too similar to other heroes, which that's not true at all. And you know what's also so interesting to me? What's interesting to me is that you say you want good faith dialogue and everything like that, but then you end up turning off replies. You end up turning off replies. So you really don't want a dialogue. You just wanted to get this out there and then hope that people who agree with you ideologically will utilize your video to push that out to the public and to try to bully, because we all know this is what it is. This is bullying. This is them trying to bully Blizzard. And as much as I don't like Blizzard and I don't really give a fuck if they get bullied, at the end of the day, we know that that's what's happening. They're trying to bully Blizzard and say, hey, we understand you're getting more characters. I'm sorry. We understand you're getting more players. We understand you're actually reversing it and actually gaining more players now. We understand that the game is finally getting some sort of success little by little, and it's climbing up there. But we want you to stop all of that and make the characters ugly again. That's what we want. Even though Marvel Rivals literally proves the complete opposite in terms of success, it doesn't matter. We want you to do it because reasons? Like, we just want to see ourselves. Yeah, it's passive aggressive bullying. Exactly. Tebow says, holy hell, are there any voice actors out there who aren't? No, there isn't. There just isn't. Exactly. Jay Viper says, Jesus Christ. Savvy says, you still have time to delete this. You're a voice actor. That's it. They tried pandering to the fats and less than 1% that needs mental illness everywhere, and that lost them money. The Chuds won. Basically, that is literally what it is. Because again, keep in mind, guys, the numbers were dwindling prior to this. Overwatch always had a fan base, but compared to their initial numbers, it's nowhere near the same. Marvel Rivals came in and felted them unbelievably. Took a lot of their player base, took them away. And honestly, both games could survive on a healthy player base. They have no problems doing that. But Overwatch can't just survive. They have so much investment. We're talking about the team that used to have a diversity, equity, and inclusion wheel when designing their characters, and I am not kidding. Okay, I am not kidding. They had a DEI wheel when designing their characters. They used to make sure that when they were making whatever brand new character, whatever that was, they called it the diversity space method. Okay, you know what? It's probably better if I just show you. This is how far Overwatch has changed. This is how we got so many of the ugly characters, like the one you see on the right, that Overwatch has implemented. It was called the diversity space method, which they made sure that everything was at least thought about when they made the character. The ethnicity, the culture, the age, the ability, the body type, the gender identity, the sexual orientation. What the fuck do I care who's muff diving or who's blowing who's back out in Overwatch when I'm just trying to play a team shooter? What does this matter? None of this matters. But again, this is where their own, like, this is where their what do you call it? Their priorities were, right? Their priorities were in this, and it wasn't in just making fun characters that are you know, not just attractive, but just fun to look at, fun to play. That's where their focus should be, not a fucking checklist like this. So I don't know if they got rid of this. I highly doubt it, to be honest with you. But I don't know if they got rid of this. But regardless, it's very clear that looking at the characters that they've been coming out with lately, it's pretty clear where their mindset of the Blizzard developers are trying to go. And they're trying to go in the direction of money. That's where they're trying to go. They're not trying to go in the direction of no money anymore because they can't afford to do that anymore. However, I do believe, and I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I do believe they will bend the knee. I really do. I do believe they will bend the knee, and they will trans and Ren. It's only a matter of time. They're staying quiet right now, obviously, but they know exactly what's going on. They know what the complaint is. They know who's complaining, and I do think they're going to bend the knee. I really do. So we will see what ends up happening with this entire situation regarding Overwatch. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to follow it and see what's going on. But at this point, guys, I got to be honest with you. I really hope they don't change it, but I really think they're going to. Because we all know Blizzard does not like, controversy from a certain crowd of people. And if those people are upset, which to be fair, it's like every day they're upset, then they're going to bend the knee at some point. They'll probably make her not as cheeky. They'll slim out her face, give her a long pointy nose and all that stuff. Slim out her eyes, give her a whole bunch of like ugly, effects or whatever the case may be. They'll figure out something. Remove her boobs, remove her butt, whatever. It just doesn't matter. They're going to figure out something. So RIP to Anran. I have a feeling that you're going to get nerfed real soon. Real soon. All right, let's catch up on supers real quick. Shout out to Hold My DualShock. I was in the middle of doing that segment, but I shouted you guys out in the chat, and I'm going to shout you out now. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you guys. That's epic. Hope you guys are doing well. We got Raptor Kratos with 7 months. Says these people are the reason why their games will die and continue to fall off because they're weirdos. Let it burn. Yep. That's a good way of putting it. Thank you for 7 months. Odin Dark with it too. That VA lady was a good ad from Marvel Rivals. Yes, absolutely. Mervault with it too. Blizzard has its own Erika Ishii now. No, that sucks. To be fair, I think this girl's cuter than Erika Ishii. Like, I know she's woke and psycho, but let's be real. Her or Erika Ishii, we're picking her 9 times out of 10. The 1 out of 10 is Kato. Archangelus with a 2, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. I'll never get back. Thanks. Oh, come on, man. Come on. I'm trying to make it fun. Mervault with a 2. Says that VA gonna get mad when she's R34. Oh my God, yes. We're not even, bro. I guarantee you, Anran's already on R34. I guarantee you. Somebody should look that up. Guarantee you, she's probably already on R34. Oof. He's gonna be very unhappy about that. Torno with a 5. You are XYZ, therefore your opinion is invalid. XYZ equals Gooner, MAGA, anti-establishmentarian, etc. The fuck? Damn. That's a long super chat. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. All right. We are fully caught up on everything, guys. All right, listen up. So, couple things. Hold on. Where is it at? I've done 9 runs in Ball Pit. That's crazy, bro. 9 runs. Number 1, if you guys haven't seen my video that I released today, please go watch it. Check it out. Give it a like. Long view duration, all that good stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm posting it right now in the chat for you because you guys are legends. I know you're going to watch it. Absolutely know you're going to watch it. You're watching it right now. Don't lie to me. Check that out. Oh, is she on R34 already? Jesus Christ. They don't play. Demon Carol with a 5. Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver, and that's all you need to fit this fucking guy, bro. Wow. Maximum goonerific. That is amazing. Shout out to Demon Carol. Holy shit. Go watch the video if you guys are not going to join us for one of 2 things, okay? Number 1, the waifu battle, which we were going to have because we're not at tier 2 just yet, and we need to do the waifu battle anyway. It is what it is, even if we were. And number 2, we're going to be hanging out again tonight, power watching, boys. I know you're excited. We got another Griffcast after dark right after this, boys. So if you're not going to join me for either of those 2 things, number 1, that makes me sad. Number 2, go watch the video. Number 3, you can tell me to go fuck myself and go watch someone else. That's fine too. All that is fine as well. But that's the link to the video, and this is the link to the power watching live stream. If you want to hang out with us, that's going to be there. Otherwise, we've covered all the topics we're going to cover. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a lot of fun today covering everything. Obviously, I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m., same time, same place. Hypnocast. Don't miss it. And that's it. Let's get into the waifu battle. Let's have a good time, close out the stream, and get ready for the next one. Non-stop, baby. Non-stop. 7 days a week. It's fun. All right, boys, the waifu battle is here. If you guys missed the last waifu battle, my God, boys, we are like Shizuka. I don't know what it is about Shizuka Marikawa, but this fucking woman refuses to lose, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like there's two big reasons why that is. She refuses to fucking lose. GDR with a 5 says, Fearin for the... Why am I... Oh, my God. Fearin for the win. Why am I not surprised? Thank you, GDR. I appreciate that. All right, boys, listen. Let's get to the waifu battle. And let's go over the rules before we bring out the challenger that's going to go up against Shizuka Marikawa. All right, rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way they're going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It does not matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It does not matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Shizuka, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you are going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? Torinol with a 5 on Rumble for Fearin. This fucking guy. This fucking guy, Torinol with a 5 for Fearin, joining GDR and the troll. Why am I not surprised? All right, boys, listen. I'm trying my best to uphold the quality of the waifu battle, introducing characters with cinematic fight scenes, which cost a lot of AI credits. Way too much, by the way. Way too much fucking AI credits. Let's bring out the challenger that's going to go up against Shizuka Marikawa. And this particular challenger is relevant to the entire conversation that we were having today in the stream. All right, boys. No, it's not going to be Anran. It's not going to be Anran. All right, relax. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger that's going to go up against Shizuka Marikawa is going to be none other than the one and the only Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Shizuka or is it going to be Mercy from Overwatch? The names are on the bottom. And let's figure it out. Man, that will cost a lot of credits if you do that every day. Well, guess what? I'm doing it every day. I'm doing it every day. Maximum investment into the channel. So if you appreciate that, help me. Yes, I'm making good use of my AI programs. Making good use of it. Mercy versus Shizuka. Deadeye's Lock with $1 on Rumble says, Mercy, mercy me. Shout out to Deadeye's Lock. I appreciate that, brother. First vote for Mercy right away. Thank you so much, man. Although apparently we got a ton of money for Fearin, who's not even in the waifu battle. So there you go. Make it make sense. Crash Collins with a $10 banger on Rumble for Mercy. You love to see it. Thank you so much. That's 11 for Mercy, 13 for Mercy. Setsuna Shadow with a 2 says Mercy right off the bat. Thank you, Setsuna. I appreciate that. Mr. Spanglish trying to counter all of it. We've already left banning territory for both waifus, so this is going to be interesting. Shizuka, the one true nurse. Shizuka ran for Mercy to be served by Blizzard. Not today, phone. We're going in early. Shout out to Mr. Spanglish. I appreciate that. Catching up Shizuka. Mercy has a couple of dollars of a lead, but that could easily be changed. Denarier with a 5 on Rumble says Mercy. I might switch teams. Nope, still gay. Why am I not surprised? I expected you to vote really hard during the Saturday battle since there was 2 men involved. But I appreciate you. Thank you, Denarier. We got GDR with a 10 for Fearin is going to win this battle. Booyah. Bro, she's not in the battle. Stop. She's not in the battle. We got Beautiful Zexel with a 5. Mercy because have mercy on me. Makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you, Beautiful Zexel. I appreciate that, man. Creepier says, I think Freeman is winning this battle. Not really. Not really. Mercy is still ahead. She is still ahead. It's a beautiful thing. Literally, mercy on you. Pretty much. Kurakami says, "Get." Thank you, Kurakami. Thank you. Denariah says, "Hey, I paid 10. Superman is not my type of guy." What about Goku? Oh, you like them hairy motherfuckers. That's what it is, right? You like them like bears. Yeah, okay. All right, so this week, when we have Pepsi versus Coke and the Coca-Cola bear shows up, I expect you to vote for the bear. That's what it's going to be. We got Twisted Master. What a 5 says, Mercy. Shout out to Twisted Master. Thank you so much. That's another vote for Mercy. So waifu battles have always been about popularity, or who wins in a fight. Superman versus Goku is who wins in a fight, or who is more popular. It's always been a popularity battle. Always. Which character do you like more? That's what it is. Which character do you like more? That's all. That's ultimately what it's going to come down to, because even if you say which character will win in a fight, people are still going to vote for the one they like. So you might as well just say which character you like more. Demon Carol with a 5. Shizuka because General Butch didn't show much mercy, or way too much mercy, if you know, you know. Shout out to Demon Carol. Thank you. Kicking Dadits with a 2 says Superman. Bro. You serious? Come on, bro. What are we doing? Thank you for the 2. All right. It's time to bring out the current waifu battle champion, who is none other than Shizuka Marikawa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Shizuka, or is it going to be Mercy? Who is it going to be? Let's find out, boys. Let's find out. What was that druid in Baldur's Gate 3 that shapeshifts into a bear? Google it. Be careful Googling it. We got Mervoth with a 5 for Shizuka. We get to see her in all her glory. Yes, sir. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got Deidre Connick with $1 for Shizuka over on Rumble. That's another Shizuka vote. Trying to catch up. Trying to catch up. No problem. No problem. Hello, nurse. Yes, that could apply. That could apply to both. Go away. Shizuka says, "Fine, don't vote for me." R.I.P. Tier 2. Sad. Wow, we got our Shizuka account again in the chat, boys. During her own waifu battle, we have a Shizuka account. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is insane. Melodic Method with a $20 banger for Shizuka. Suddenly, I'm very thirsty. I see what you mean by that. I see what you mean by that. Shout out. I appreciate that. Emotional blackmail definitely is. We got tier 2 in the bag. Never say that. Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Shizuka, she could feed an army with those. She definitely could. She definitely could. I think Leon would be the first one lining up for that. Deidre Kotnick says, "Hey, I voted." You sure did, buddy. And I appreciate you. You're a legend. Deidre Kotnick, the legend of Rumble, always holding it down on Rumble, man. Shout out to this guy. I appreciate you. He needs some milk. Melodic Method definitely needs some milk. Mr. Melancholy, thirsty indeed. It seems like the whole chat's thinking the same exact thing. It's interesting. We'll see how that goes. I'm a baby. I need some milk. That's insane. Insane. This is an interesting battle, but right now Shizuka is in the lead. So if there is any Mercy fans, you need to give Mercy and save Mercy. Otherwise, it's game over. Setsuna with a 2 for Mercy, trying their best Shout out to Setsuna. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Trying their best. Oh shit, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. K Styles with a $25 banger for Mercy. How long before we have a Fearin account? I could have sworn we had a Fearin account at one point. I'm almost positive we did. We've pretty much had an account for almost every waifu we've had in the waifu battle. But this officially puts Mercy back in the lead, I believe. So this is a very close race. This could go either way. Either way. All right, boys. Shizuka's coming off screen. I'm going to give Rumble a little bit of time. Rumble to some time. Rumble to some time. You're getting some extra time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We're waiting. And that is it. The last super chat that is going to count is Mr. Spanglish with a 5 for Shizuka. Says, I feel like this 5 will make a difference. It very well might. We shall see. We also have 3 super chats over on Rumble. We have Torinol with a $20 banger on Rumble for Fearin, absolutely trolling. And it goes to nobody. You son of a bitch, but I appreciate you regardless. Then we got Draconic with a 2 for Shizuka. Thank you. And then we got Crash Collins with a 10 for Mercy. I really don't know who won this. This can go literally either way. So let's feed the ducks and let's find out. I'm going to put the belt on Mercy just in case. In case she won, because I don't know who won. This is legit like confusing. This is very close. I'm almost positive this is very close. So we shall see. It would be so ironic if Shizuka lost by a couple of dollars and we had all of those troll super chats. That's usually how it goes, ironically. But it's okay. Very close. Yep, I agree. Very close. How far from tier 2? I don't think that far. Probably 50, 40. Around there. Something like that. Something like that. Blame the panda? Facts. $50 went to the elf? I know. Exactly. $50 went to a fucking waifu who's not even in the waifu battle. Just crazy. RIP tier 2. Are you calling it, Mr. Spanglish? Really? RIP tier 2 just like that? I have faith. Today I have faith. We're going to hit 250 in a row. It's going to happen. Halfway from the 500 mark on tier 2 is insane. Pure insanity. Pure insanity. T-Jap is counting it up. Here we go. The numbers are in. Oh my God, boys.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. We got Mercy at $65 flat against Shizuka Marikawa at $48.54, which means the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion is none other than the one and the only. This is crazy, guys. Unbelievable. Mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, damn. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. The coping and seething is immense right now.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Shout out to K-Styles dropping a $50 mega banger in combination with all donos, saving tier 2 for the 250th stream in a row. Astronomical fucking numbers, man. Holy shit. Continue to impress every single day. K-Styles, thank you for the 50, my man. Ironically, 50 got 250. There you go. 50 got 250. Thank you, K-Styles. Insanity. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the Waifu Battle. Mercy is going to go backstage where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss it. All right, boys, listen, we are fully caught up on everything. We are going to raid ourselves over on Hypnotic Gaming Live, where in 1 hour, we're going to hang out for the night. We're going to do some power watching. We're going to have some fun, shoot the shit, have good conversation, and overall just have a good time into the night. So hopefully you guys stay to the end for the raid. If you don't want to stay to the end for the raid, well, here is the link for the stream so that you guys can go sit over there, hang out, set your notifications, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter either way. K-Styles with a 5 says Tino Shia from Monster Musume versus Shion for the title of Horny's waifu. He wants the horns. He wants all the horns. Shout out to K-Styles. I appreciate that, man. Definitely something to consider. Consider checking it out. I sent it over on Rumble as well so that you guys can have it. And that's it, boys. Thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, commented, spammed the chat, super chatted, gifted memberships, games, everything. I appreciate it. Actually, speaking of gifted games, did we go over gifted games? I don't think we did. Let me make sure there was nothing. Hold on. There is nothing. Perfect. Thank you. All right. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. Mr. Vegeta says he's got a doctor appointment on Wednesday. Thanks all. Let's fucking go. I am hoping that it is nothing serious, my man. Please keep us informed, Mr. Vegeta. And I will see you guys tonight on the gaming stream or tomorrow. Because don't forget, we got Neo 5 o'clock. We got Hypnocast 9 o'clock. And we got Griffcast After Dark right after that, an hour later. So I'll see you guys on the next one, whatever that may be, whether it's tonight or tomorrow. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fucking yeah, don't put a ticket in, make her naked gay.
at the touch of the black man. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light.